And a very good evening to RPM Esports F1 mid-gear. We are at the Italian Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in Imola. I'm RPM Spritzy and I am your lead commentator for this evening, and I am joined by RPM Backer once again, back in the comms booth. Can you hear me okay, Backer?
I can hear you completely fine. Thanks for the introduction.
Buonasera, signori. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Apologies for the late start. We had some difficulties getting one of our new drivers into the lobby, which was really unfortunate. So apologies for that, guys. All good, all good. We're running a little bit behind in terms of timing, but never mind, never mind. We've got some people joining us in the chat already. We've got the Ferrari team of F1 Richie, aka RPM Richie, and Colin joining us, saying out for a good race. If you could do us a favour, guys, and let us know if the audio is correct for both of us, that would be fantastic. Also, Evil Master joining us, not able to race tonight, unfortunately. Richie is saying, Backer, that you're a little bit too quiet, so maybe you want to turn your microphone up a little bit.
Working on it straight away.
So have you opted for a coffee this evening whilst commentating, or something a little bit stronger?
I went for a beer just yet, so
Okay.
that should be fine and fixed on now. I got a little surprise coming as well, because I just noticed we will have 15 minutes of storm in the race.
Oh, so you've gone straight into the weather predictions before we've even started the race. You've gone straight in. Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks,
because it's
thanks
breaking news.
It is breaking news. It is breaking news indeed. Well, I best go through my usual. I just want to talk through the championship standings before these guys get underway. So after the last round in France, where unfortunately the mighty Mirko could not join us, we have a new leader in the championship, which is Shigs in the Alfa Romeo with 104 points. In second place, we have the mighty Boris in the Alpine, only 9 points behind Shigs. And in third place, we have some stranger called RPM Backer. I don't exactly know who he is, but he must have been kicked out of mid-gear probably. And then in fourth place, we've got Mirko in the Williams with 2 wins. Unfortunately, couldn't join us last time out. We have Lau in fifth. We have Kron in 6th in the Mercedes, Huss in 7th in the Red Bull, Yamin's in 8th, Eek Wow in the Mercedes in 9th, and making up and rounding out the top 10 is RPM Always Rick in the McLaren. Quick word on the constructors. So we've got Alfa Romeo leading the charge with 137 points. Only 3 points behind them, we've got the Alpine with 134, and only 2 points behind them we've got the Williams with 132, and only 2 points behind them we've got the Ferraris. So we've got only 7 points splitting the top 4 teams in the constructors. So that looks like it's going to make for a really interesting battle as we're going on. So I will be relying on you to tell me who's on a lap, Backer, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Equal is crossing the line now. While we have seen Credo running his first race in RPM, starting with a great lap in a 1:15.9. We saw always Rick, who set a lap having a purple sector 1, but lost a lot of time to Credo in the sector 2 and sector 3. Now I'm going to try finish out with Huss is coming through. Has some traffic in front of him, but they get out of the way. Now on to the final straight. Huss putting in a 16.2, so going to provisional P2, still 3 tenths behind Grego. So that's a great opening lap for the Ferrari driver in of course the Ferrari home track.
And there he goes, there he goes. The other Ferrari driver of Luke goes in with a 1:15.4.
15.4.
So half a second faster than the rest of the field at the moment. We got a couple of new drivers joining us this evening. So just while we're waiting on a few laps, we'll just give a little shout out to the new drivers that have joined us. So the first driver that's joined us is Craigo82. So I had a little chat with these guys earlier on before the stream. Craigo's 39 from Bristol, been league racing since F1 2018. Controller driver at the moment, but he is moving to the wheel in January. And any notable wins so far, and he said that he did win the Constructors with Ferrari with Richie in ISRL Div 3. So great to have Craigo on board. Richie's got the checkbook out and signed again a new driver for Ferrari, so let's hope that pays off. Unfortunately, we don't have Rodo with us tonight in the middle of the screen. Couldn't join the lobby. And then the last one is Alex, age 27 from Romania. Not huge experience, done some racing in the Romanian league, also on a controller. Not won anything yet, but he's looking for some good clean racing in RPM, and hopefully, who knows, we will see how he gets on. So they're the new guys that are with us. The rest are the usual subjects. Who's the next driver we've got coming through on a lap?
Shakes will be the next one, while we have seen Means in the Williams going to P2.
Let's jump on with the championship leader.
Oh, and he loses it in the final corner there. Keeps it out of the wall, but yeah, his lap will be worth nothing, and he will go in for a new set of tires here.
So you mentioned the
weather.
weather.
Of is splitting the Ferraris at the moment. There's 3 guys in the 15s, with Boris also close to it. You must love to see that Alpine there.
Well, Boris doesn't talk to me anymore, so after the safety car restart GIF that Brent created, Boris doesn't really speak to me anymore. It's quite a sad relationship now, but I'm over it. You know, you just have to move on, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah.
So you
see Craigo out.
You mentioned the weather. You mentioned the weather. We've got
yeah.
So you mentioned that we do have a storm. We have a totally wet race.
Well, it can be drying out after 40 minutes.
Yeah, on a 45-minute race. I don't know whether that's actually gonna.
I don't know either, because it says to me a storm for 15 minutes, and 30 minutes in it will be only light rain.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see how that pans out.
I guess the drivers know as much as we do at this point. What means absolutely nothing. Dragos is 15 seconds slower than his time, so he will not be on a lap. Deck, who didn't set a lap yet, is going to start the first one right now. Although it might be worth switching to the second Alpine on track, who is a little bit further ahead of Deck, going for his first lap as well.
Yeah, Marco can't be working this evening because he's joined us.
Also getting some support in the chat now from Ivan. Let's go, Marco. So perfect timing to give Marco some screen time here.
We're on with Marco. The dreaded corner from last night. I found that corner incredibly difficult last night. Even in the dry, just 4 laps in a row. Spin, spin.
Alex, we didn't see it on stream, but we see Alex going into P2 with a 15.5 on his debut in RPM.
Yeah, we're staying on board with Marco at the minute. He's just coming across the line, and Marco
Also
goes
six.
11th with a 16.6.
And we see Deck now crossing line straight after Marco going to P6. Let's see, Shiggs also doesn't have a time, is in sector 1 putting up 24.4 at the moment. What is
Jumped on with
a
Always
tenth?
Rick. Always Rick is 8/10 up on his lap time. Coming into the, he's got a purple, it's showing as a purple sector. I don't know, it's not showing purple on Taz, but he's definitely got a lot better lap in here, Always Rick, as he comes through the final corner. Is he gonna 8/10 up's gonna put him into the 16s?
That goes to 15.6, great lap there.
15.6, awesome lap.
And fellow admin. Shiggs now also on to the final corner, having two great sectors. Might be looking for a top 4 here as well, while we see Luke improving to a 15.1.
Yeah, Shiggs goes into 7th with a 15.8. So
Yes.
the top 8 are separated by only 7/10.
Shack Attack moving into P3 as well, having a purple sector too. So on the TAS system, it's clearly drivers are not dominating the entire track. As I can see, Yamin's having the
goes pole.
fastest 3 here, and it's only 20 thousandths of a second separating those guys. Who knows what Luke still has. I don't know if Luke is still on a lap, since he can raise these softs to a little bit further than normally with the rain coming up. But he is out of fuel, so he won't be improving. But what I was saying is that we see the drivers really fighting for sectors around here. I see Yamin's having the fastest sector 3, while Luke in P2 has the fastest sector 1. And Shack Attack in P4 the fastest sector 2.
He does, yeah.
So it can go any way in this qualifying so far.
I think they're all coming in.
I think so as well. They might have done 1, maybe 2 laps on those soft tires. Trying to see if I can
Marco's
see
put another lap in, as Marco goes with a 15.9, takes him into 11th. So
also Boris coming with a purple sector 2, at least on the game. I don't know if he doesn't have it on the TAS system, but he did improve in both sectors. Crossing the line here with a 1:15.6, 3/10 up, so P6. That's a great lap there from.
So the top 12 are all inside the 15s. This is going to make for a really, really close race, for definite.
Absolutely, and with the rain coming for the race, it's definitely going to be a challenge if everyone is that close. Only watching P12 to P8 is all within 1/10. And there's 2/10 from Shiggs to Grego in P7, but Grego to P4 is all within what am I saying? 20 thousandths of a second. That's insane.
I don't know. What are you saying?
I thought they were in a 10th, but it's even closer.
It is.
And we see, of course, Luke and Yamis having 4/10 on Alex in P3, who is going to start another lap. But Luke and Yamis are very close as well. Alex will be looking to get closer to that pole lap as well. Let's see if the debutant, is that the right word?
Debutant?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Debutant. Let's say it in French, just for show and stream. Let's see if he can get closer to that pole position. He does improve by 1/10 in sector 1. But you see most cars losing it in sector 2 if they lose some time, because of course these corners are horrible.
Alex has got this one hooked up, you can see it. He's now 3/10
Putting
up.
a purple sector 2 for Alex here.
Three-tenths would put him on the front row unless he can even improve his final sector as well. And if he can, will he get pole position, provisional pole? As
He does.
He does with a 1:15.0.
Are we going to see any drivers dive in the 14s tonight? Now it's getting really interesting.
I think we might see a few tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so as well. It won't be me.
I think we probably might. We probably might see one.
On board with Krego, who puts the purple sector 1 and improves in sector 2, now crossing the line with 15.4. Right behind his teammate, who is still on and out there. But I don't know what Krego did on fuel wise. He might be able to improve a little bit more if he manages his DRS, of course. See Dragos also improving in sector 1, and Mirko improving in both sectors. Crossing the line right now.
4/10 up for Mirko. He's going to get into the 15s. He does.
15.5.
Goes 5th. This is insanely close. I don't think we've ever seen a mid-gear race as close as this.
Absolutely. Wow! Now going to the final corner. Also improving in sector 1 and 2.
Just
we'll go into the 15 as well.
He does.
15.6. 8th place there, and I'm sure Toto will be happy with that one. Trying to see who's crossing now. Dragos. Rick just started us out.
Alpine, I think we've got somewhere.
The other Mercedes of Kron doesn't get into the 15. It's the 17.0 for Kron.
Just on board with Boris, see what he does in the first sector.
Watching
We've got
Luke.
a yellow in this sector, don't know if that's for... Boris is 2/10 up.
Lucas' lap was... didn't use any ERS on that lap. Just burned out his fuel to get the car as light as possible. And then he's off.
And he's off. Sorry, Luke.
Sorry,
Gotta
Luke.
go.
My bad.
Back as far. Oh, Boris gets it all squirrely. That won't be the one. Always Rick goes past him. Let's have a look. Jump on board with Always Rick. What's he done in the second sector?
Oh, 5/10 slower than his previous time.
So that's not going to be Rick improving. Do we have anybody else on the lap? That's the question.
Kron is on a lap at the moment. Didn't improve sector 1, he did in sector 2, so...
He's about equal.
Also his fuel light is flashing, so I don't know if it's completely empty or not. But let's see. And it's a 15.6 for Kron, P7.
7th place. So all...
Bumblebee on the softs through the final corner. And it's a 16.1 for Bumblebee. Doesn't improve. Yeah, he does, but he only gets one spot out of it. Yamins didn't get a lap. Luke, of course, had that little incident in turn 3. And that means we're done. Qualifying is over. We got quite a mixed grid at the moment. Great debut for Alex, taking the pole straight away.
Yeah.
But of course that means we won't give him any rest in the race, and I don't expect Luke, Mirko, Grego.
It's going to be.
I don't expect
it's going to be totally different.
It's
going to be totally different in the rain for definite.
Absolutely. Also, not knowing who went for a wet setup.
Yeah, that'll also be a factor. Richie just saying there in the chat that racing is a lot harder than qualifying. I would fully agree with him after a horrendous night last night. But yeah, no, I mean, what it shows though is that even in dry conditions, all these mid-gear drivers are really, really close on pace.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's great to see. Also great for us to commentate on, of course.
Okay, there we got the grid. So we got Alex on his his RPM debut on pole with Yameen's at the side of him. We've got Luke and Mirko on the second row. We've got Craigo and Shigs on the third row. We've got Cron and Shaq on the fourth row. And the fifth row, we've got Rick and Equal. We've then got Boris and Deck on the sixth row. Huss and Marco, last season's low gear rivals. We've then followed by Bumblebee, Dragos and Rauchens making up the back of the grid in 17th place. So a very, very, very close grid indeed. Any predictions, Mr. Backer?
Well, first I need to say it's not good for my confidence this, because I've seen 2 races this week and both races had rain in it, so I'm a little afraid for tomorrow. But my prediction
Anyway, enough about you.
My prediction for this race will be Bumblebee will be cutting through the field, because we've seen his pace, and in qualifying he's quite at the back, so he might be the one who took the wet setup around here. And
Maybe.
that's why he couldn't make it up in the dry track conditions. We will see in the race. But I can't predict any winner or podium finishes. It's too close.
Yeah, I noticed that the timer started very early, so which is a bit of a shame really, because you would think that people wouldn't ready up straight away. I think Multi mentioned it last night as well.
Yeah, some people really need the timing, of course. Making a little adjustment maybe to the wing.
Could be. Yeah, change tyre pressures to the wing. I think even just sorting out fuel strategy, it's always good if you leave it for, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, let people get composed and then ready up after.
Absolutely. It's only 30 seconds or something before the timer starts to run automatically. So it gives only 1 minute of waiting.
I think we're going to see some incidents in this race. The one thing that the rain does, it always brings out a few people finding the limit.
Yeah, also you don't know how they're gonna approach each other in these corners. Let's be honest, the corners here are very tight, so setting it is not really enough. You need to be sure of what you're doing, even on a dry track.
And we've got a spinner already on the formation lap. We've got Shaq spinning on Spritz's corner onto the grass. So that'll put him on high alert. We've got another one, have we?
We got Marco as well, who lost it in the chicane.
Oh, he's back on now.
And Alex already lining his car up on the front row. And he will have a long way, because Shaq is way behind because of that spin, of course.
So usually we get a decent camera about position 5.
Let's see. I'll be tuning on board with Shakes to see what's happening from a driver's point of view. We are ready for the lights, if you ask me.
We're on board. Saved. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we cut. And they're off.
And Luke is away very badly.
Oh, he does, yeah. Luke gets a really steady start off as we come into the first corner.
And Craigo has a great start. Getting 2 positions already. And I hear some contact and Kron is around. It's quite weird to say that I heard some contact, of course. And always Rick off as well in turn 3.
Oh, and we've got Craigo.
And Shaq already launching an attack on Craigo indeed.
Now I think Craigo or Luke got back past and then had a bit of a moment.
It's safe to say for now we are through without any cars having damage. We had a couple of them who went into the gravel or the grass, but there's no damage so far.
We do.
That's
We've got
great.
Huss. We've got Huss with damage.
Yeah, and we got
a virtual safety car.
Yeah, someone's facing the other way. I don't know who it is. Shiggs fell back massively as well. It must have been us. No front wing on that Red Bull. And Shiggs fell all the way back to P14. Lost 8 positions in the first lap. Biggest winner RPM Dragos model in P10.
Oh, Cron's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. So
that's not going to help.
Yeah, Cron's race has just gone from bad to worse.
And we got Shaq attack, standing still on track, lost it in turn 3 as well. We see a lot of cars.
Dragos is off the track.
And back on again. And we see Bumblebee, as expected, going from P16 up to P9 already.
Yeah, I wonder if Bumblebee was the one who put the wet setup on. Oh, Dragos is spun.
Oh, and that looks horrible for him.
Commentator's curse on board. Sorry, Dragos. And gets a 10-second penalty. I don't think that was particularly fair.
No, I don't think so either. And I'm sure the stewards will agree.
Rauchens has had a spin as well. Always Rick goes past, and now we've got Shiggs going past as well.
311 for Shiggs, who is making his way back up. Next one on his list will be the McLaren of Always Rick. And interesting to see is the pit stop strategies here. I've seen it yesterday as well. In a wet race, you can do it without any pit stop.
If it stays really wet.
If it stays really wet, of course.
Which it's not going to, is it? No, it's going to dry. It's just when. The two Alpines together.
Alex still in the lead, and both Williams in P2, P3, followed by both Ferraris.
Yeah, Richie will be pleased. Craigo and Luke running in 4th and 5th. And we got a yellow in sector 2.
And that looks Marco Salinas spun. And even picked up some wing damage there, I guess.
He has, yeah, yes. 40% on the right hand side.
He lost his end plate there. Also might be a setup thing, of course. Because you do know you get more power to the rears on a dry setup.
Your means is keeping Alex really honest here. Right behind him.
Deck will be looking to get past.
And Mirko. And Mirko as well. We got a
Bumblebee taking the fastest lap now. Yeah, the both of the Williams are really hunting down the AlphaTauri here of Alex.
I think that Yameen's is going to be planning a bit of a move anytime now. He looks like he's got the bit between his teeth. Following him, I wonder if...
And we should get DRS enabled as well, as far as I know.
Only when it dries.
Really? I thought in the previous F1 you had DRS, right? When it was wet and you were on wet tyres.
No, it only enables when the track is dry enough, so that's a signal to come in for dry tyres.
Ah, of course.
So yeah, we're going to have no DRS, so whether he's just going to follow him, I mean presumably they've seen the weather as well, so...
Yeah, so both Williams will be looking for it. There's quite a gap already from Mirko to Craigo for
there is,
3 seconds. Luke 1.4 seconds behind his teammate Craigo, and Deck, Boris and Bumblebee are really catching up now behind Luke. Biased as I am, I just hope Luke will take this.
Long way to go yet, mate. Long way to go.
Can we have a weather update? Well, it's raining. And by the looks of it, it will be raining for a while.
Yeah, it's going to move to light rain after 30 minutes.
Oh, and there we see Mirko taking up a penalty. Also, Craigo picking up the pace a little, gaining 5/10 in the final lap. Now going a little bit wide, lost it again. Like, and Bumblebee is really cutting through the pack here. Close to Boris now. Also, Deck isn't using any of his ERS, still on 100%. You see Boris
probably
using it.
He probably doesn't need to. He's probably got the pace that he wants for now while it's wet, and if you don't need to use it, fair play to him.
He will use all he can on the straight, but it's more about better exits here in my opinion, because of course Luke has a full battery as well.
He's in the pit.
Jack is going in.
He's coming in for inters.
We might see a little...
I bet he's coming in for inters.
He is.
He is.
He has seen this yesterday.
Yeah, first driver on inters.
And we see Eek, wow, also going in for the inters.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting now, what pace Deck gets on those.
Shack Attack taking the gamble as well. Evil Master still asking for the weather update on the TAS. Well, I can still tell you it's raining. And it will be for around 15 minutes in the race. So we didn't reach the point of no rain yet. And Deck doesn't look to have too much problem so far on the inters. Bumblebee very close to Luke now. Will he be going for a move already? No, he's backing out at the moment. Has a better exit right now. So he might be going for, and both of the Ferraris planned to go in. But Luke saw Craigo coming in and decided to stay out. And Rick is still putting fastest laps on the wets. While we see Bumblebee moving into P3 side by side with Luke in turn 2. Luke keeping the inside. This is a little bit a reminder of Verstappen and Hamilton right there. But Bumblebee keeps his car on the line, taking P3. Luke didn't lose any position because of course his teammate went in. We see always Rick now right behind Luke as well. And Alex went in for the meetings as well. I missed that, up for the inters. missed that one.
I think they're all going to go in now. You can see the dry line on the track, or drying line.
Yeah, and I also see Deck and Equal putting past the sectors at the moment. So it looks like it's time to go for the Inters. Of course, Luke wanted to already, but he couldn't because of the double stack. Let's see if one of the race leaders is coming in. Yamin stays out, but Mirko is coming in. Bumblebee also coming in. And now everyone will go in, as you said. Rick is coming in. And then Alex.
So Alex will be taking back his lead. No, he won't, because Yamin stayed out.
Yeah, but at some point, of course, he will, because Yamin still needs to go in. We see Deck now putting the fastest lap, 27.2.
So Dex jumped the Ferraris then. So that undercut has worked massively for him.
27.1 for Equal,
Well,
what is 1.5 seconds faster than the fastest lap on wets. 56 point now for Shaq. I think we've seen enough to make a decision.
what, every driver but one? I would say so. Yameen's must be coming in this lap, surely.
Absolutely, I do think as well. Let's see, he's coming out of the final corner now, and there he goes. Gap is 23 seconds to Alex. I don't know how long a pit stop will take around here, but
Probably be about that in the wet. Maybe longer.
final corner now for Alex, while Yamin's had his tires fitted. Alex now crossing the line.
Yeah, Alex is going to go past, I think.
To Alex. Yeah, this is going to Alex. Well,
carrying a lot more speed. Even Mirko is going to come up right behind him. And of course, those Inters and Mirko are going to be fully warm and used to him, where Yameen's has kind of got to bed those tyres in, although it doesn't look like it's holding him up. He's away.
And always
Rick picks a penalty.
Went a little bit wide on the exit of turn 3, so maybe pushing a little bit too hard on Luke, because he was really close. Might even be thinking about a move right now. I think he takes the better of it. No, he doesn't. And Dragos now going to a 26.1. Had that unfortunate spin, but showing his pace is alright, even in these conditions.
Rick's got a really good exit here out the chicane. Is he going to look into the last corner?
He will go
he
for
does have a little
break.
look. He is having a look round the inside. Lovely clean driving there from both of them.
Great move from Rick, sticking his nose in there, keeping it in.
Careful.
There. Now needs to defend again because Luke is coming. Having a better exit in the final corner. And they will be side by side. Rick breaks very late, steers in.
Oh no! Oh, careful Luke. That was very, very unfortunate.
Absolutely. Late braking of Rick was absolutely alright. But the steering could have left a little bit more room, in my opinion. But who am I?
Nobody, so shut up. I think that was just unfortunate. Rick's chasing down Boris. Boris is chasing down Bumblebee. and Bumblebee's chasing down Craigo. Got some great battles going on here. Ooh, Bumblebee locks up the front right. Craigo spins out, coming out the chicane. The question is, has Bumblebee got a wet setup on? I think he has.
Yeah, that's the biggest question. And we got a yellow flag that looks to be... Oh, that's Roach's off in the chicane.
He's going again.
Yeah, he's going again. Got it done without any damage, so it's just getting back up to pace again. Tires will be a little bit warm. Rick is still in P8. 4 seconds behind Boris.
Deck in 4th place. He's not managed to catch the Williams of Mirko and Yameen's, which I did expect him to. He's kind of, I think he's brought the gap down a bit. He's down to sort of 2 seconds, but then doesn't seem to be able to close that gap. And then Mirko's 2 seconds behind Yameen's, and Yameen's is 2 seconds behind Alex. But you know what this is going to come down to? This is going to come down to when this track goes to dry, who is going to make that decision, the brave decision first, and are they going to go onto the softs, or are they going to go onto the mediums? Because we saw last night Puggy taking the softs and then couldn't take them to the end. But then obviously the softs bed in quicker and are a little bit easier to drive in the damp conditions. Or are they just going to hold out and go to the mediums around probably lap 14, 15?
Yeah, that's the biggest question, because it's also what the driver prefers for us, and who is capable of managing those softs long enough. Does your pace allow it to manage it around here?
Yeah, I don't think the softs will do anything over kind of 14, 15 laps before they become undrivable. Tyre wear seemed to be quite aggressive last night, especially when you're spinning round.
Yeah, your tyre wear.
Yeah, my tyre wear. Mine were red hot, absolutely red hot. Yeah, I mean, looking at the gaps, closest battle we've got is Bumblebee against Craigo.
But yeah, and Bumblebee looks like he isn't able to get past.
But they've closed in that gap on deck. Bumblebee seems to have loads better traction. Then he spun up his own. It's a great race. This absolute great race from Bumblebee.
Also, another driver who seems to be stuck is Shiggs, behind always Rick. Already in P9 for a couple of laps now. You see Rick, oh, and there Bumblebee is off. Might have been some contact, I missed that one.
I think so, with Boris. Or Boris was off. And Bumblebee.
He was alongside with Craigo, and then he was off all of a sudden. But did manage to save it.
Well, that's brought Rick right onto the back of this four. So they've obviously all had a bit of a moment, and Shiggs is only just off the back of them.
Yeah.
So that's
we
5 of them
now. Yameen's also gaining on Alex. It's not too much.
3
it's about
tenths.
1 to 2 tenths every lap, Rupert. And Mirko is just having a race on his own.
Shiggs has a moment. Shiggs has just had a moment. You can see why he's got the 4 guys in front of him, and he's just trying
and we lost Kron. Might have retired
in the pits. Yeah, in the pits. Which is, if you're going to do it, that's the best place to do it, as Dragos picks up a 3-second penalty.
And Bumblebee manages to get all over the back of Craigo once again. So went off, lost a little bit of time, but gained all that time in one lap. And it does look like if he has this pace, Grego is just keeping him up. But it's his right. He's defending his P5, of course. Rick taking another 3-second penalty. Oh, Bumblebee having a little moment. And Yameen's is almost within 1 second to Alex. Yameen's also almost out of ERS, so he has been really pushing to close down the gap. Bumblebee looking for a gap into the chicane, doesn't go for it. And Boris is just behind it, waiting for his moment.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a great battle between these 5. Is Bumblebee going to make a move? Is Rick going to make a move?
Oh,
Rick! Rick, no! I've just literally cut through. Oh, he'll kill us for that. Oh well, Rick, get back on it. Get back on it. Get back on it. Right, where were we?
Where were we? Made the move on Grego.
He did. We missed it. We missed it. He's got quite a big gap though. He's 5.
Made the move on Mirko.
I think Mirko's had a moment. I think Mirko
so
has had a moment. Let's just check if any of these have got damage. And Mirko has got 48% wing damage on the front left. So that means that Bumblebee is going to catch him really quickly. Mirko moves out of the way very graciously.
And then we got the battle for the lead coming up anytime soon as well. So that Mirko might have some damage.
He does.
Because he's letting everyone
48% damage on his front left wing.
Very unfortunate for him.
Yameen's another fastest lap with a 1:25.0. Chasing down Alex.
To Alex now. All out of ERS, so Alex will be able to defend.
Alex got 48%.
But Yameen's will be happy to be at least close to him. Now it's time for it to
Yellow
save.
in sector 3.
It looks to be always Rick in the final corner once again. Also coming in right now. So did he pick up any damage? Yeah, he did. His front wing went to 30% damage.
Did. Is he going to go on the inters again?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a painful stop because we're probably not far away from the dry tyres now.
No, it's just light rain left, so till we see Alex not pushing his ERS, that means not using too much either at the moment. But will that means go for a move straight away?
As
Or will he
Rowtons
sit
picks
it
up a
out?
3-second penalty.
There's not a lot of penalties for these conditions at the moment, so that's great. Deck really has trouble to keep up with the 2 front guys, while Boris sets the fastest lap right now.
Boris, get in there in the Alpine.
And I don't know what happened that the gaps are this big all of a sudden.
Well, we're on board with Shigs with the closest gap that we've got in the field. Maybe Shaq and Rowtons. It's definitely not tyre wear because these tyres are only running 10% most people. 10-12%, so it's not tyre wear. Obviously just people finding the a little bit more grip and then maybe just pushing a little bit too much.
Yeah, or the track might be drying right now, what makes the inches a little bit harder to drive, but not enough for the dry tires yet. We see a 3-car train forming up once again from Boris to 6. And Yamin's on 4 tenths behind Alex now, into third 3. There won't be any move soon, but still pushing his ERS.
Bumblebee's closing that gap to Deck as well. Down to 2.1 seconds. We've got a yellow.
Another yellow.
Looks like
And
it's a
that's-
McLaren.
I won't even say anything.
It's not. It can't be. Oh no, it is. when when you've cooked right, anyway, right, moving away, we're on we're on with the we're on board.
Safety car!
Oh, I think we need a safety car. Oh
This is
dear.
going to shake things up again.
Oh dear. This is gonna. Yeah. Who's gonna come in? Who's gonna come in for the tires? Who's- Right. Who's gonna come in for the dry tyre? Who's gonna take the risk? Westy, stop laughing. Cosmo, stop laughing. Yeah, Backer, stop laughing. It's not funny. Whew, right, anyway, we've recovered from that little incident.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
Stop laughing.
Right. Are they going to come in? Are they going to... Is it dry enough for dry tyres?
I won't even know. It's now... Well, Yamin's is still warming up, is keeping his tires on temperature, so that's interesting.
Somebody's going to, aren't they? Definitely. Because Craigo, if you look, Craigo's already on the mediums. So the Craigo, Huss, they've already taken the gamble.
And the gaps are big, so it will take a while for
Yamin's
the entire
doesn't.
pack to come together.
So
And
Alex doesn't. Yamin's doesn't.
Deck
and
is-
Deck thought
Oh,
about it.
Deck, you
Yeah,
he
you
twisted
thought
he
about it.
twisted.
You thought about it. Boris, are you going to do it, Boris? Are you going to do it? No, Boris is not
No.
going to do it either. Shigs
Shigs.
thinks about it. No.
Yeah, I had a thought
Oh, Dragos
What
has
is
been
this?
disqualified.
for ignoring a
Ignoring
yellow flag.
a yellow
And
flag.
he gets a 5-second penalty as well. First they disqualify him and they give him a 5-second as well. This is so weird. Luke not taking the gamble, Shaq not, the
Rauten's not.
Dragos,
Oh, Craigo does,
is.
but Craigo is struggling. Is Craigo going to come back onto the Inters? No, he's not. He's staying out.
What is Mirko
What's Mirko going to do? What's Mirko going to do?
Staying
Mirko
out.
stays out. Marco is.
Not close to the
I
pit
think
lane
these
yet.
tyres. I think these tyres are too hard. That it's too difficult to. And that's why Huss is so far behind.
Marco not doing it. Yeah, but the longer they are behind, the longer we will be behind the safety car. And looking at Huss, are going into the final corner now, while the safety car is in the last chicane.
So
We might be looking for
while
3
we're
laps.
under this safety car, what about the press room that some of the drivers answered for us? Do you want to have a look in there?
Absolutely,
We're
I
going to
will
be
open the
we're going
press
to be
room
under
right
this
now.
safety car for a while, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well, because the pack will be able to catch, and we don't have any left cars yet. So you tell me what
Well,
question
you
and
tell me
what
the driver.
answers.
You tell me the driver, and I'll go on board with the driver. You're telling me the answers that they go.
All right.
Crago's really struggling on
But
these mediums. These are not the tyre to be on.
interesting is that we had the question about rain around Imola.
Okay.
So let's get some answers from that question with us. The first one giving us an answer on that one was Luke Vandermark.
Yep, on board with Luke. What did Luke have to say about the rain?
He doesn't like wet races, and at this track it's very difficult with the uphill parts, but we will see.
Okay.
It's interesting to hear from him how he experienced it afterwards, of course. Boris is one of the few who likes some wet weather on certain tracks, but he didn't practice Imola wet yet. So
Well, Boris is having a good run in 5th place. Good, steady, safe run. He'll be quite pleased with his safety car, probably.
Yeah, you can clearly see his answer is right, that he likes some wet races.
Who was next?
Yeah, Lodo, of course, unfortunately, isn't
We've
with
got
us.
always Rick joining us in the chat, saying what horrible conditions. My sympathy goes out to you, Rick. I know exactly what you mean.
Absolutely,
and so do all the viewers, because they saw it live.
Hus was praying for no wet race. That might have been the reason why he took the right tires. Yamins likes to drive in the rain. It makes it much more fun. That's clear to see because he's on front of the pack the entire race already.
Well, we're gonna have an interesting issue here, because I don't think that on those mediums, I don't think Huss can actually catch the pack. So the safety
I
car,
don't think so either.
the safety car will probably stay out for its maximum, because I don't think Huss is going to catch this pack. He's having a couple of spins. Crago's managed to get these tyres working, kind of in the window. I don't know if we can see, can't really see his tyre temperatures, but who was next on the press room?
Always Rick. A bit hard to go on board with Rick, but definitely dry. He doesn't know the track at all if it's wet. Marko Salinovic, who said no, but he was not prepared for a dry race either. So, honest answer for Marko there. And then we only got Deck, wow, and Shaq left, who all three of them don't like any rain.
Safety car is in. So,
we are getting ready.
We are getting ready to go, and we've got Yameen's on 2 lap younger tyres than Alex.
Yeah, we got Teague, wow, on the fresh soft.
We do, yeah, I didn't see that. He snuck them in. So Alex has taken this right to the line, which is sensible.
Getting that last bit of temperature in, and there he goes. Yameen's is awake. Deck a little less, and Bumblebee is awake as well. Might send it into turn 2 already. Yameen's looking for a move around the outside. doesn't stick it in.
Oh, gonna get the
Probably on
switch
the
back.
inside, there's contact. Manages to keep it on track. Luke got past Chicks, so Luke is back in P6. Great recovery race from him so far.
I think that all of these drivers on Inters have got to pit again.
I think so as well. And you see the guys on the dry tires, all three of them are at the back.
Yeah, but if they've got a full pit stop ahead, that's 20 odd seconds. They just need to stay close to the pack. Well, Craigo and Eek, because Huss is a bit further back.
And also because those guys are on the dry tires, we might see another safety car. You never know.
We might. Boris just goes over the curb. Luke right behind Boris. Shiggs right behind Luke. Shaq a little bit further away than Shiggs. Rauchen's a little bit further behind Shaq. Marco in 10th. Mirko. This has played quite well for Mirko because Mirko was carrying that little bit of damage. I did think Mirko might have taken a bit of a gamble here. Craigo 7 seconds now. So yeah, it wasn't ready for the dries, was it? Absolutely not ready for the dry tyres.
Luke, yeah, but as you said, is right behind Boris. But Shig, I was about to say Shiggs is right behind him.
Got a yellow.
But
looks like it's
Shiggs
Shiggs, is
not
it?
behind him anymore. Also, Shaq had a little moment. We see Marco also having a little moment in the famous Spritzy corner.
Now it's now called the Spritzy Rick corner.
Oh yeah, no, well Rick didn't even make that. Rick got out of the corner. Safety. Yeah, you did as well. And we see Alex picking up his pace once again, and already has a 1 second gap in the lead.
Shaq has
retired in the pits.
Whilst in 10th place, so that's disappointing. Shaq, you could have got some points there.
Yeah, they won't be happy at the half box at all, because they wanted the points. I can know it because I was in it last night and they really chased me down after I heard him talking about getting as many points as possible.
Are these tyres going to last to the end? That's the question. Craigo's dropped 11 seconds on Shiggs, now 12 seconds.
Also Luke having a great move on Boris coming up. Had a better line, now Boris takes a better line. Luke didn't gain a lot of it. So apparently coming from the Evil Master in the check, Shaq had to go. Must be something really important.
This safety car's played into the hands of Deck, because he was about 6 seconds off these leading two on his own, and now he's out right up with them.
And
DRS is enabled.
And Yamin goes for a move.
He does.
It was quite a bold one if you ask me. Looks like he didn't plan it either. He looked like he outbraked himself. Just tried to avoid Alex. Accidentally picked up the position with it as well. So we got a new leader in the race. And now it's going to be interesting because they will all be pitting in. Look at Krego, who's 15 seconds behind Shiggs. Might come out in P4, maybe P5.
Yeah, well, these tyres are going to be wrecked at the end. So they're going to have to put the softs on, aren't they?
It's definitely time for softs, in my opinion.
But while ever Krago's not closing that gap down, the crossover, there's probably not the need to go. Is any of them going to go? And Deck
Not
does
going
go.
in.
Deck does go. We're on board
Means
with Deck.
stays out.
So
Alex stays out. So if the dry tires have enough grip, Yamins and Alex are going to lose out here.
we are joined by the legend Multi joining in the chat, and Multi says, "Please tell me there hasn't been a lot of incidents." Well, unfortunately, not really. Only a lot of incidents with a few people.
And as we said, there is Krego into P3 on his medium tire.
With Deck behind him on the softs, but where is this going to bring out Yamins and Alex? And are they going to be in their own race, concentrating on racing each other, and maybe thinking they can do one more lap? I don't know. We've got yellow in sector 1.
Or it might be someone who's slowed down. Also, yeah, Hus is on the mediums, but he is kind of back into this race after the gap he was behind, of course. Had a very unfortunate season so far, Hus. Of course, he had one podium.
Everybody's pitted. Oh, Deck picks up the 3-second penalty. That could come into play. Everybody's pitted but the two leaders.
And Yamins is going in.
They're in,
and
yeah,
Alex
they're
is
in.
going
They're in. So,
Is Krego?
is Krego going to take the lead on those mediums? This is... I don't think he is.
It was 24 seconds to the leader for Krego.
And his tyres will be...
Now, Yamins is almost at the pit exit. He
Krego
might
sets the
fall in
fastest
right
lap.
And
As
yeah,
Krego,
he takes the lead.
he does take the lead from 14th, 15th place.
Great gamble
Deck-
there from Krego.
And Deck has jumped. Jack and Bumblebee have jumped Yamins and Alex. So holding on to those inters has really cost Yamins and Alex. Alex down into 5th place, and he's led most of this
Deck
race.
going
As
for the
Deck
inside.
has a look up the inside against
Has the better
Krego.
traction on those softs.
Oh, this is going to be tight into this left-hand corner.
Krego is not giving up, sticking it around the outside.
Slight
Side
touch,
is 3 wide.
Oh,
And Bumblebee is getting into P2 now. Taking a wire line to avoid any contact with Krego. I think that is allowed.
those guys are on the softs. Deck does have
We'll
that penalty
see.
as well. Oh, as Alex picks up a 3-second penalty. That's going to come into play.
That means on the back of Krego now for P3. Late break there for Yamins. Yeah, now picks up a penalty because he needed to cut the corner, not to touch Krego. And interesting is, Bumblebee going for a move on the leads. Do we have another? And he is passed already. So we have our, what is this? Our 4th, 5th leader in the race.
Different leader, yeah.
And looking at the pace of Bumblebee, I do think he will take off now. Already 8/10 in 3 corners.
Yeah,
There
the
you
soft
go,
tyres are
7
going to be the soft tyres are going to be loads easier than the mediums. So Krego could probably have
Inside for Yamins on Krego.
he could have
Krego
maybe
is
stretched those
extra.
softs.
I don't think it worked because Equal, of course, tried to last the soft in the race and is now in P12 on 7 laps old softs. And Alex going for a ball move in the chicane as well. On Yamins, and there's
Oh.
contact between both.
There is contact. There's a lot of contact.
Yamins now late braking here from Yamins. Yeah, it goes extremely wide. Oh! Did Means pick up?
Yes,
any
he
damage
did,
there?
6%.
He did. It will be manageable, but not ideal. And there we have Luke.
Luke
Getting
coming
into
in the other
P5.
Ferrari. Oh, Richie's going to be excited now. 2 laps to go. 3rd and 5th.
All Craigo needs to do for himself is defend that position against Alex, but of course those fresh softs are really helping Alex out.
Well,
He
Craigo's...
might even pull a Chico here.
Oh, we've
Slowing
got
down
a
Alex a little.
Louchens DNF'd. Craigo's got 6 seconds of penalties, so
And
all the other drivers
looking
around
at-
him have all got 3, so I think that kind of puts Craigo on the back foot there. Bumblebee, 2.1 second lead.
Yeah, but look at what Craigo is doing. He is slowing down Alex, and Luke is right behind Alex now, who will be fighting Luke for P3 probably.
Yellow in sector 2.
It's an LP, and it is Marco Salinovic who had a little moment. Here we go. Is
Boris
Luke
is
getting
coming
the
up on the
better
back of this as well. Boris is not out of this yet with the lap to go. If these guys have incidents, Boris has got DRS.
Alex looking
Luke,
for a move
Alex
around the outside
is-
of Craigo and gets through. Will Craigo let his teammate through to go chase down that Alpha Tauri? Doesn't really look like it.
I think he tried to, but
Luke had a little problems on his exit there.
Oh.
And Yamines is now...
Yamines is having a real feisty session here. And Boris has just sat back watching. Boris is going to come into play. Yamines has got that little bit of damage.
And of course Boris doesn't have any penalty.
Yeah, first driver with no penalties. So as we jump back
Yeah.
up, let's have a quick look. Bumblebee
Boris
coming
is 8
into the
seconds
last.
behind the leader, while Alex is 5 seconds behind the leader.
Also
Boris
Bumblebee
managed.
with no penalties. So here we go, Aston Martin driver, gonna take the win from almost last place. No, he's got another lap to go.
Yeah, he does. And
I thought that was I thought that was the last lap.
Luke now going for a move on his teammate Craigo for P4.
Which he's got.
He's also trying, but...
Oh,
there's contact.
Yamines! Oh, Yamines. That was big contact from Yamines. Trying to go around the outside. Looking a bit too racy. That's put Luke into 4th place. Boris into 6th. But with no penalties, might get him up to 4th. Probably going to have to try and close this gap a little bit now on Craigo. Oh, Yamines has dropped back to 10th, so...
While the race leader Bumblebee is going for the final corner.
He is this time around. Bumblebee
it's
is
the
now finally on the final corner. And we got yellow in
It is
sector
the
2.
second Aston Martin win of this week.
Great win for Bumblebee. Deck takes
That
second.
takes to Alex P3.
Boris jumps
goes
up to P4.
Luke managed to get fastest lap at the end, so we'll be happy with
Extra
it.
2 points for
extra
him.
points. Great day for Ferrari as well. P5, P7.
Bit of a
Mirko
recovery from
P8.
Shigs.
Marco Salinovic takes P9. Yamines manages to finish in P10. When it turned dry, it looked like Yamines was a little bit too eager at some points.
Difficult
He did
day
have
for
a great
Huss.
race overall. Still takes P11 though.
Eek in P12, making up the top 12. Zabiaka
Driver
joining
of the day.
in
Won't
the
be
chat,
a surprise.
congratulating Bumblebee. Yeah, great race. Absolutely great race from him.
He did great. In the rain, in the dry. Great driving from the Aston Martin driver.
So we'll have a look at the standings for the stream, for the results master who has to go every week and collect these. While I go through these, do you want to try inviting the top 3 into the interviews?
I will.
Okay, so we've got Bumblebee in first, Deck in second in the Red Bull, good race from him. Alex with his debut in RPM in third. Boris jumping up to 4th place in the Alpine after having no penalties and everyone else having some penalties around him. Luke in 5th in the Ferrari. Shigs in 6th, the current championship leader, in 6th place. Craigo also in his debut for RPM, having a fantastic race, going on to those mediums quite early. Paid him in good stead in 7th. Mirko in 8th place. He'll probably be a bit disappointed with that. A little bit of an incident for Mirko. Marco in 9th. Yamin's in 10th. Huss 11th. And Eek Wow was the final finisher in 12th. So we will see if Bakker can invite some of the guys to the party.
Yes, guys.
I got invited to the podium and we got Deck in already.
So we've
Hello.
got Deck with us. Let's have a little chat with Deck. How was that race for you, sir?
That was hard. That was tough.
Oh, it looked easy. I don't know what you're moaning about.
No, it was good fun.
How was it? How was it for you? I mean, those conditions look really, really difficult. You were I think you were 5 or 6 seconds behind before that safety car, and then that brought you right back into play. So
Yeah, I think I was about 9 or something like that. I couldn't. No way. I couldn't keep up with them. Yeah, and then I kept pitting about a lap earlier. I think on the tyres. I got a bit lucky. Managed to make up a load of time both times. Yeah, ended up being all right. I thought the wet was going to be a disaster, but no, I did all right.
The undercut definitely worked for you when Yameen's and Alex went on with those inters. That extra lap actually cost them quite a bit. Your undercut worked really well actually. So well done, mate. That was a really, really good performance. So
cheers, mate. Yeah.
Anything else to add, Bakker?
I don't have anything else to add. He had a great race, and congratulations on your podium.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So we've got Bumblebee joined us, I believe.
Yeah, we do. Our race winner.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, man. Congratulations. What a drive. P15, P1. Hello?
Can you hear us, Bumblebee, or not?
Can hear you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
So, and I'm just starting all over again. Congratulations on your win. P15, P1 that's quite a race you had there. Tell us a little bit about it from your perspective.
It was kind of busy. And was
I think we lost him again.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we have. Well, that's a real shame because he had a great race, P15 to P1.
Yeah, and I really wanted to ask about that wet setup.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask him that. What setup did you have on Deck, by the way?
I had the dry. I didn't do any practice for the wet.
So you just went with a straight dry setup?
just went with the dry and then just added a bit. When I saw in quali, I just added one on front wing, and that was it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but when it got drier, I was on the straights. I just didn't have anything. They were catching me like crazy. I was worried about I don't know his name, but the one behind who qualified on pole. He was going to catch me, but luckily the laps ran out.
Okay, well, I think that wraps it up for us. Bit of a communication error on the interview, so sorry about that. But congrats to you, Deck. Great race, great podium.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll
Thank
see you again next week.
See you later.
We won't.
Oh no, it's got a break.
We will move on to a 2-week break.
We do, but we are back tomorrow. I think always Rick is on commentary tomorrow for High Gear at 7:30. So I think that's all from us. If there's anything else you want to add, Backer, before we leave?
Good evening, and have a good evening.
Traditional sign off as usual. So yeah, thanks for joining us in the stream.